They have been hailed as Azeroth's greatest band. The band, known as Level 70 Elite, Torn and Chieftain, have been rocking the world of Warcraft for over 8 years, bringing their own brand of electric, hard-hitting vocals that have continued to draw thousands of fans every year.
It just was complete pandemonium, man. We were just a few guys who wanted to hang out and do what we did best. We had no idea what we were in for.
They were not heavy metal, or anything like your average rock band. Putting aside their menacing armor and flashy looks, the Chieftains were in a class by themselves, and had a sound that was all their own.
I believe, as a performer, you just have to give music a real kick in the gut, you know?
On the stage and off, Omera was the embodiment of the Chieftains' power and passion.
Omera was our boy, and he was also very popular with the crowds, man. He just brought so much to our group. Every show we put on was fantastic, and he became a huge hero with some of the tougher guys. They wanted Omera to drink with them, and all the time. And well, Omera's never one to turn down a challenge.
5 years after Omera energized and wowed the crowds, he was found dead.
When I heard the news, man, I couldn't believe it. He just went out for a drink like he normally does after a show. Next thing you know, he'd be dead. I was just numb. I couldn't believe it. My friend was gone. I was just in such utter shock.
As the grim news of Omera's death swirled in around them, they, like Omera's family, were forced to deal with the harsh reality of death, of not just a friend, but one of the family.
The band just understood this was Omera's life. I mean, he had been drinking before many times, but he shouldn't have died.
The band decided it was time to get a new lead singer. Finding a singer to replace Omera's powerhouse voice and unearthly showmanship was an extremely daunting task. After months of searching, they found their renewed hope in an orc named Samuro.
I remember when I was just a small child, my mother took me to see them at a concert, and I remember being just so completely moved by their music.
Samuro auditioned for a band that was having mixed feelings about replacing their friend they had just buried only a few weeks ago.
There will never be another Omera, but Samuro walked in one day and was like super confident. He just came out and blew out freaking minds, man.
With the band re-energized with the awesome power of Samuro's voice, the band went on to make their new album called Monocalypse, their very first album without Omera. As the band prepared for their tour for their new album, there was question whether the new singer would be embraced by the fans.
I was worried because I would be singing some of Omera's songs, and I just crossed my fingers and sang as hard and as loud as I could. I wanted to show the fans that I could rock just as hard as Omera.
The fans were still with the band, and the album became one of the best-selling albums in Azeroth's history, placing them next to the greats such as Murray the Murloc and Sid the Amazing Talking Worgen.
To come back that strong with a new vocalist is just an absolute achievement for any band.
Despite the success of their new album and their new lead singer, Level 70 Elite Torn Chieftain was about to hit another bump on the road to stardom. The years since Samura's death took a toll on Burgess. His drinking steadily increased, and in April of 2010, he finally bottomed out.
My drinking just overtook me. It's almost like I wasn't myself. I didn't know what to do.
On stage, Burgess tried to keep his cool, but off stage he was unraveling. In the middle of their Melting Your Face tour, Burgess realized he couldn't take it anymore.
He was a big enough man to admit that. You know, he needed a break and needed to get some help.
In time, with the help of Alcoholics Anonymous, Burgess was able to put down the bottle and pick back up his guitar.
Break was what I needed, you know. Got me right.
A newly re-energized Burgess rejoined the Chieftains to make their 5th album, Blood of the Horde, which topped the charts of Azeroth and sold over 6 million copies. Once again, Level 70 Elite Tauren Chieftain was back in action.
Next week on World of Warcraft Behind the Music, Level 70 Elite Tauren Chieftain suffers another blow to the band.
I just can't believe that happened, man. I don't think I'll ever get over it. It was a terrible thing to happen to anyone. We didn't know what was going on until it was too late.
Shotgun, sir, you got a zerg and a shotgun.